Now the third table has those dots representation for each 10,000, and we have only field of study. We don't have any column here. Basically, it's just the it's an increasing number of degrees. It's just the absolute values. What's the actual number of degrees, more or less, that are being pursued for each of the field of study. So on our third table, once again, I'm going to copy paste the first few lines from the query, and where am I? Oh, here. So the query starts the same. We split the record. We have the integers. That's fine. And now we can do the. They want us to have it the order in ascending by or ascending by the change. But we have to create a chart. You remember, we have this is basically a chart form. Those dots, each of them represent 10,000 of value. So I'm going to create a function that I will simply call I don't know. Let's call it private function get chart, and in it we are going to pass the year 10 to 2010, because that's the later year. So as an integer, and in it, okay, we will do output as string. It's gonna be initialized to empty or space, or doesn't matter. It's gonna be overwritten anyway. So dim. Now I'll do number of dots as integer equals 0. And I'll do the representation of the dot. So dots, because I'm gonna be looping through them and increasing them by 1 for each 10,000. So dots as string. This will be the final string of dots. So I will do empty. So now we have to get the number of dots. Now they are simply number of dots equals, it has to be rounded. So we will do math down dot round. And we'll pass the year 10 and 0. Let me just do this and I'll explain. And 10,000 is what we divided by. I think I misspelled that. Yeah, number of dots. Okay, so remember, one dot represents 10,000 in degrees or a value. So this basically rounds it. Whatever number of degrees we got, it doesn't keep any decimal places. We have it as an integer and divides it by 10,000. So if we have 100,000 degrees, this number of dots will be 10. 100,000 divided by 10,000. So that's what we are doing. And then this is the number of iteration we will do to add an individual dot to our string of dots, which I'm gonna do right now. So it's gonna be for loop for I as integer equals, I'll start from 1, no need to start from 0 here, to number of dots. Except I misspelled it again. Alright, so and like I said, we will loop this many times. So if it's, again, if it was 100,000, we will loop 10 times, and we will add or concatenate to our dot string plus equals a dot or a period. So this will create a string of 10 dots. So it will at the end looks like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this would be our final string after we loop through it. So now we will go our you know what, this one the function itself, since it's a function, I'm going to do as a string. It's gonna return a string. It's gonna return the dots string. So I will do output equals dots and concatenated to bunch of empty spaces, one, I don't know, doesn't matter how many, and year 10 dot to string, and again we'll format it to a number with no decimal places. This is the format we're going for. This is we don't want just the dots. This is the whole thing that we will output from that function. The number of dots, space, and then the actual number that was being passed to us. So we will output, this is gonna be the whole string. So in our grid view, we will output a column called field of study, and then this will be in the next with the dots and the number itself together as one string. So all I have to do is now return the output. All right, so let me just do something like round the number, just a little comments, get the representation for each 10,000 degrees in each field of study, and return formatted output string. Alright, so we have that. Now we can come back to our click event where we started our query, because now what we want to also do, we want to get that chart somehow. So we will do the let chart as string, and we will get the chart by simply calling the get chart, or what did I call it? I get char instead of get chart. Let me just rename that. Yeah, so get chart, and we will place the year 10 as the argument. Okay, where is that? Oh, it's chart. You see, it's chart type, not chart type, just chart. The IntelliSense keep renaming my variables for some reason. Alright, so we have everything ready. We have the chart that can be returned. So all we need now is just to select. Well, actually, before we do that, let's order by, because we're supposed to do it from the highest percentage, from the highest. Or was it from the lowest? Let me see. Actually, yeah, from the lowest to the highest, so ascending. Order by the year 10 ascending. Again, it's not necessary to type ascending, but this is quite explicit so we can see it. And we will select the field, and we will not return the chart. We want to display the chart. So this is the two things that we will select. So again, I'm going to just get these, and I'm gonna adjust them a little bit. The header text will be field of study, and over here it will be the number of degrees. I think that's what they want us. They don't really have any column, but they probably should have some kind of a name. So number of degrees. Well, in 2010, that's what I wanted us to do, to get the 2010 values. Alright, so yeah, computer and IT had 39, 72 was for engineering. So yeah, these are just the 2010 values. These are not like a difference between 2010 and 1981. So keep that in mind. That's why we are passing year 2010 into it only, because we're not dealing with the 1981 at all. This is just the 1 year representation, graphical representation. So Alright, well, let's see if that's gonna run. And it actually did. So we got from the lowest to the highest. Now these are just periods. It's very hard. I cannot even really. So this would be 40,000. So we should have 4 periods. I think that's actually 5. But you know what? Let me make instead of dots over here, where I'm using dots to return or add to our string. Let's just add a character, and I believe it was 149. That's an actual. It's not a period. It's actual dot, a character dot. You can go to Google and check like ASCII tables and the values, the numerical values for each ASCII key. So let's run it now. 1, 2. So it is 4 actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it should be 4 because it's 40,000. So for 72,000, that's rounded to 70. So that should be 7 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, that's working fine. Oh, but look at the last record. It's not even there because it's just too many dots, right? So it's we have to do something with the width of the column. So when I come over here, you can do either the column 1 bigger or the column 0 a little smaller, which I'm gonna do that. So the way I'm gonna do it is to just make the width of the first column a little less. So DGV output the columns, and it's gonna be 0 dot width, and let's say 150. I'm not sure what it was before. Let's just see if that's gonna fit. Alright, it did. So it made this column a little smaller. This one spread out. We have it. I have the GridView set to spread across the whole view, so it filled in the whole space. So, but you can see that we have the columns. We have the dot representation for each 10,000, and we have the actual numbers at the end. So it matches the output that they wanted us to match. Okay, so this is the whole exercise. I hope you learned something. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, leave a like, leave a comment, share with your friends, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.